You're listening to the Lanterns Radio Network. We are the network dedicated to empowering the individual, illuminating the truth, defending American exceptionalism, and inspiring future generations. Stay connected and get involved at Lanterns.buzz for great radio. Get commentary and news of the day. Lanterns.buzz.
Common sense, comedy, and freedom. You found the defenders of American exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Putting my ear in. Welcome to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network.
We're back together. It's nice.
Together again.
And we're sitting closer than we normally are.
It's good to be together again. I just can't be. Okay, sorry. What?
Usually I'm the one that does the music references.
I know.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. It's the mood that I'm in.
The mood that you're in.
It's the mood that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
we are together again. Thank
Yes.
God. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Wonderful days.
The universe can roll and flow in its normal way for the time being.
Ebb.
For
it were.
For now, as all is right with the world.
Well, I
forces-
don't know about that, but
The force is in balance. I'm trying to think of any other corny thing.
you're
I
really
can do.
just trying to add on, aren't you?
I am, and I think I've ran out of stuff.
You might have.
We are live on Facebook. Defenders of American Exceptionalism on Facebook, which is DOAE Show. Twitter at DOAE Show.
Patreon.com/.
Yeah, I
DOAE
quit
Show.
thinking about that one.
It always
What do
gets
you
you.
pay attention?
It always gets you.
I know. I'm not. It's not important. But anyway, I mean it is, but it's not. It helps us keep the lights on. But
Right.
But anyway,
Sort
we have a blasty blast show planned.
Oh, yes.
A lot of stuff to go over.
A lot of things that everybody's missed.
Yeah, people are not talking about a lot of it.
No.
I
No,
was
they're
trying
not.
to pull it up there. There was the. Is that right?
What? Huh?
There was apparently a stabbing in
Yes, in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
So there was a stabbing in Pennsylvania. There was a bombing in Utah, both
Yeah.
in schools.
Yeah.
Good times. The bombing actually went off and failed, which was good.
Thank God.
That was good.
It was good.
The stabbing had over 20 victims, which was not good.
Yeah, that. And this is going to sound really horrible, but I'm really thankful that it wasn't a gun.
Yeah, well, if it was a gun, we'd be hearing about it all day long.
If it was a gun, then the one in my back waistband would not be able to technically be allowed to be had anymore.
Well, that's because it is a semi-automatic.
Well, that's every gun's a semi-automatic.
Not every gun.
Every gun.
Almost
is a
every gun.
Every gun is a semi-automatic.
I know that.
Except
but
for except for
not
single
everybody knows
round bolt actions. Don't
that. Come on.
putzes. Morons. Don't talk to I hate when people try to talk about guns and they don't know their butt from a hole
Oh,
in the
yeah, any
ground.
semi-automatic needs to be, that's every gun, guys.
It-
That's basically every gun.
If, like I said, except for a single shot bolt action. That's it.
Right.
The kind where you go like that, put the round in.
Or like a Henry repeater.
I still would count that as a...
No, it's not, because you have to cock it every time.
no, I know, but I would still count that as a semi-automatic.
No.
'Cause I
Come
could-
on.
Yeah. Anyway, thank God it was, like I said, it's horrible for everyone who was involved, the victims and thereof, and
Yep.
prayers and thoughts and prayers are with the family.
Yes.
But thank God it wasn't a gun.
Thank God it wasn't a gun.
That's so bad.
It just goes to prove that people will, given the right circumstances, they will choose whatever way they can. They will choose the easiest way for them to do evil.
You can't legislate morality.
No.
We've said that a million times.
Many
and
times.
This is proof.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Take all the guns away. Fine. And people who want to do harm will do harm however they can do it. They
That is
will
correct.
find a way. I mean, I hate to say this, but you can get rid of everything, and somebody will walk into a school and beat you to death with a book.
Oh yeah, and guess what? The semi-automatic, or not the semi-automatic, but the The bombing in Utah?
Mm-hmm.
The kid was a known ISIS sympathizer. He had taken down the United States flag in front of his school and replaced it with an ISIS flag. He had spray painted the side of the school with "ISIS is coming," and then had to run away because he couldn't get the NG in time before he was about to get caught.
Are you sure that was the case and he's not illiterate?
No, he was good. He had multiple times of cops called to his house about things and such of the nature.
Oh, well, thank God.
And once again, he was still allowed on campus, and multiple bomb threats and everything else.
So what you're saying is they had a very similar situation to
Florida,
where
yes, except for this was a bomb instead of a gun.
It was an obvious problem, and nobody did anything about it.
Exactly. Obvious problem. Nobody cared.
But it's the gun's fault.
Yes. Or in this case, the bomb.
No, but it's the gun's fault.
Because the bomb didn't do anything. Well, that's because the bomb didn't actually do anything. It just smoked a lot and set off the fire alarm because the kid doesn't actually know how to make a bomb, thank God.
Because apparently he can't read the directions or anything on...
ISIS handbooks.
Yeah.
Well, it's all in Farsi. It's really hard.
Exactly.
Really hard for people to notice that. Exactly. It's all in Farsi.
But anyway, so thank God that everything there was at a minimum.
Yes.
So sorry,
not that bad.
Emails and crapola.
Well,
it
always, man, just bells here and there.
I know, it's driving me nuts.
What's wrong?
Anyway, so we wanted to at least touch on that stuff before we
get into the good stuff, and also one of the small things that we need to touch on over the weekend.
Be careful what you touch on.
I know. I really am trying. Over the weekend, we had Nunberg get on pretty much everywhere in CNN, in MSNBC, all of those places. And he's just a raving lunatic.
Yep. And just in case, anybody who needs to know who Nunberg is,
you don't. It's a guy that was once part of the Trump campaign that got fired after he was part of the Trump campaign because he was self-destructive and a drunk.
Did you heard his backstory, right? The beginning?
Yeah.
Where he was, as a kid, he first met Trump like when he was a kid at WrestleMania. When Trump was doing the whole WWE thing.
The whole, yeah. He was behind him or something.
And his dad, him and his dad got called down by Trump and they got involved. And that was his first interaction with it. And apparently he has been goo-goo for it ever since. Bless his heart.
Which means goo-goo for Trump ever since.
Yes. And it's one of those, he wants to stay relevant. He wants to be...
But he can't. He can't stay relevant because of his antidepressants.
Couldn't be the fact that he might be,
crazy?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to go a little bit crazy, but...
crazy and
tomato.
Same thing.
Tomato.
They're just going to take away your guns anyway, so... By the way, guys, if you are a vet and somebody has told you, hey, you can get more benefits just by saying that you have PTSD, don't sign these papers. Please do not do that.
Don't do that.
Never do that. That's a bad idea. Just a warning.
It's a very bad idea.
Your guns are going to get taken away from you. Probably.
Probably. No,
probably.
I would.
Most likely.
I would bet stuff on it because then what happens is you're deemed as mentally unstable and unfit, and then
yes,
it's going to take anything and everything to get that stuff back. And once you lose a right or I was going to say a privilege, but once you lose a right, you don't ever get it back.
Right, and that's the whole thing. This is a right. This is the only right that we have.
Yep.
That doesn't have a stipulation behind it saying if maybe this could also be the case, they could suspend it.
Shoulda, woulda, couldas.
There is no suspension. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about the right to bear arms.
Yep. Once it's going,
it is very specific. It says shall not be infringed.
Exactly.
And along with that, it also says so that we can have a militia.
Yep.
Properly trained militia.
Can't very well have a militia if it's...
Well, the militia is the people.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you can't have a proper militia if you don't have weapons.
Right, and also you can't have a properly trained militia if they don't have the weaponry that the military carry.
Mm-hmm. Or at least close.
Pretty close.
You know
what I mean? All those semi-automatics.
I heard a comment by somebody who did a video and it was saying when you switch to a full semi-automatic.
Oh yeah, the full semi-automatic. You love that? That was good, right? That was really good. The full semi-automatic.
I'm still trying to process that
I'm just
in my head.
I'm just gonna switch this gun to full semi-automatic.
So, what does a semi-automatic sound like?
The same thing. Sounds like the same thing.
Hell?
One click, one pull, one
How
pull, one
is
shot,
it-
one pull, one shot, one pull,
my
one shot.
God.
That's all it is.
This hurts my head. And we weren't even going to talk about guns.
No.
That was the thing. This was just a
That was just kind of
passing
basic
mention.
thing, but it's just funny. It's really
Bless their retarded
oh,
little
it's
hearts.
so good. And speaking of retard hearts, there's so many wonderful things to talk about. We've got on the way. We've got what intersectionality.
That's going to be a
and,
fun one, dude. Those of you who-
feminists in the patriarchy.
Yeah, we're the intersectionality. That's the word of the day. Intersectionality. If you,
I do not have a definition on that.
I do.
Oh, good.
I wrote it
because I
down.
didn't do it.
Oh, I did.
I did
I
not.
got where it's coined, who coined it, dude. I've done my research on this junk.
Good man. I was waiting for you to do that
'Cause-
one day.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well,
we don't have the bell.
I know.
You forgot the bell.
I forgot.
You're at my house. We forgot the bell.
Yeah, we're
I
kind
need
of
bells.
we're
bellless.
half between studios, and so we're kind of we're scraping the bottom of the barrel tonight. So yeah, there's no bell. I wish we had
No
like
bell.
you know what we're gonna have to do? Just complete sidebar. And I know we're in the middle of the show, but what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna need to put a secondary bell sound
Oh.
just for moments like this, where if we're doing something or on the road, we already have the bell.
And we could just do something like that. I mean, we do have this.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It's not quite the same.
It doesn't have quite the
It's
same
not the same effect.
thing. Yeah.
Steven needs a bell. GoFundMe. Yes.
Yes.
That is correct, Brad. That is correct. Hashtag bell for Steven.
And the bad part is we're gonna look, and that sucker will raise so much money.
That'd be so nice.
$13,000 in
All I wanted was a bell.
6 hours.
All I wanted was a bell.
Yeah. But then we're like, well, we're trying to, you know, we're trying to raise money for this and that cause, and it'll be like $200 in 8 weeks.
No. But this bells for Steven.
Hashtag bells for Steven.
Secondary bells. Yes.
Secondary.
You are correct. All of you are correct. Please, somebody go start a GoFundMe page for that.
Just
that'd be
link it.
wonderful.
I just want to see, even if it doesn't stick.
I was
would love
bell-less
it.
Saturday. Yes, I was. I was bell-less Saturday, but that's because also it was at my house. And once again, Dylan was supposed to bring the bells. He came without bells on.
I showed up. I just showed up not wearing bells. I brought apples though.
Yes,
I
yes,
did
he did.
bring apples.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
But apples don't count. Because you're the only one eating them.
you're right.
I don't want one. I don't want one.
Well, too bad you complained
I-
about it. You got it now.
I can't have them.
You see what you saw that, right? I tried to
just
give it to
can't.
him, and he
I
just
can't do
poo-pooed my gift.
I'm gonna poo-poo all over this today.
Anyway, yeah, no. First segment's a train wreck. This might as well just accept it and go on. We got 2 more minutes to burn. I
lost a lot of the jokes because okay, so
it's because you had Blake.
yeah, well, I had Blake with
I
me.
mean, we
and Blake is
appreciate
awesome, by the way.
him doing the
Blake's
filling
awesome.
in, but
It was just the lag. There was so much lag time between answers and
He
back
need-
and forth, and it's not.
All right.
It's not Blake on that one.
No.
That is just the technology.
That was what I was ready to say. If y'all want to start a
GoFundMe
GoFundMe,
page.
you need to have GoFundMe for Blake's internet.
Get Blake faster. Into
He
that.
needs to upgrade those squirrels.
to maybe
The little hamsters in the
raccoons?
wheel are not moving fast enough.
Them squirrels need some nuts.
Yes, they do something, or needs to get younger squirrels. I don't know.
I don't know.
Bless his heart. I was watching some of it for a little bit
man.
later. I was like, ooh, ooh.
Oh,
Bless his
So
heart.
much
But we do
delays.
appreciate him filling in because I was lacking.
yes, but it's okay.
I
You're
was
back.
lacking, and I am back.
You're
I am
back.
back.
It's all
I'm
good.
doing stuff.
It's all fine.
It's all
fine and
good in the
dandy. Everything will be
proverbial hood. Going back to the gun thing real fast, since we've
Yeah.
got time to kill and we're burning it now.
We have a moment or two.
Did you see the whole thing with the 2 guys from the students from Florida?
Which ones?
Hogwash and that other kid
Hogwash.
saying that how they're experts at gun experts now because of...
Oh, of course, they're gun experts now
Yeah.
because they've been through a tragedy. No, you're not. You've been through a tragedy. You are an expert in going through a tragedy. Actually, you're not even an expert in going through a tragedy. You're an expert in interviewing people that are going through a tragedy because that's what you did while other people were getting shot at, Mr. Hogg.
My thought then is this: if the way they're talking works, okay, their logic works,
Yeah.
then the other day I got over a severe case of diarrhea, so therefore I should be like was it a gastrointestinal doctor then?
A gastroenterologist?
That's it.
That's
That's what I am now.
Big word.
I'm an intestinal doctor now because I got over that.
You got it.
Uh-huh.
I think you got it.
I think it works, right? They're
Yep.
based on their logic, right?
Yep. And on that note,
You were talking about poo-poo, so I figured, no, okay.
poo-poo on them.
Poo-poo on them. When we come back, we're going to get your handbooks out, get your pens and pencils ready, kids, because intersectionality. See, I can't even say it right. It's one of those words, man. It's a big one, and it's important because it is sweeping the nation. All the kids are into it. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We'll be right back. And welcome back, folks. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We're back. I'm back.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Dylan's back.
Tell a friend.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Oh, see, we can keep on going.
Guess
with
who's
this.
back?
Yes, we can.
Guess who's back?
Look at you. You've got notes.
I did, man. It's not a
Oh, my
lot.
goodness.
It's not a lot.
You got notes.
I did my prep work.
Good
Sorry.
man.
So, we're going to talk about intersectionality.
Take him a minute.
Say that 5 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me put that right there so we can all see.
Okay.
Hey, that's
Well, you
special.
can see it. I don't really care to see it.
That's fine. Intersectionality. The intersectionality. This is. I went and researched it. Shut up. This is not funny. So the actual definition. Oh, we're live on Facebook at DOA Show, on Twitter at DOA Show, patreon.com/DOA Show. Help us keep the lights on. As you can see, we're
Get some swag.
yes. Get the swag out of my house.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Use the hashtag Now I Know, just so that way you know. And you better have your pens and pencils ready, kids, because there will be a quiz at the end.
Yes. That means you.
Yeah, we're talking to all
Bradley.
of you. Brad and Erica and all y'all. Pay attention. Okay, intersectionality. The definition is the theory that the overlap of various social identities, which would be race, gender, sexuality, and class, contributes to the specific type of systemic oppression and discrimination experienced by an individual. Basically means that if one minority group and another minority group somewhat share a common enemy or a common thing, even if they're two completely separate stuff or separate organizations, they will band together and they will, move forward a kind of, the enemy of the friend of my enemy is my friend kind of thing.
Right.
You'll have, that's why you'll see like ISIS teaming up with communists.
Or let's say women's rights march leaders teaming up with Louis Farrakhan.
Well, that one, Because they're doing that, aren't they?
Yes, they
They
are.
doing that.
So,
Which doesn't make any sense at all. But
yeah,
we have a couple of
couple little audio clips.
couple
Yeah,
of audio clips. This is what, Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, this was
from
pulled off of
yesterday.
Ben Shapiro from I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. I'm sorry. It was 2 days ago.
Take a quick listen.
As I've been tracing over the course of the last few weeks, Louis Farrakhan is one of the more disgusting characters in American public life. He is the head of the Nation of Islam. He is an open anti-Semite. He calls Jews satanic. He suggests that white people are devils. He is the worst of the worst of the worst. And a couple of the heads of the Women's March are big fans of his. They have been defended in turn by Linda Sarsour, another anti-Semite who has defended Louis Farrakhan, or at least the people who defend Louis Farrakhan. And people who are associated with the Women's March could say, ladies, it's time to cast out Louis Farrakhan. Instead, advocates of the Women's March say, our intersectionality makes us allies. In other words, yes, I'm a Jew, and I'm a member of the Women's March, but I'm not insulted by the fact that Louis Farrakhan is backed by top members of the Women's March because we have common interests. Our common interest is in tearing down the patriarchy. So I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to say anything about the nastiness inside my own movement.
Gee.
Not going to speak up. Not
Yeah.
going to say anything.
That's
You know,
don't
so
need to. It's pretty much irritatingly self-explanatory.
exactly.
Like I said, it's the whole, we happen to have a common thing, and so what we'll do is we'll team together to get past our little objective, the thing that we have in common, and then we'll deal with the issue later. We'll fight it out later. We'll see who's squares up down the road.
Right. The problem with this is that you have now it's actually interfering with people from the Women's March, in such where you have people on the left in the Women's March now coming out and saying, hey guys, this is probably a really bad idea. You probably don't want to stand with a guy who's telling people, I don't know, last week,
Yeah, I think it was last week.
that he's trying to get rid of the satanic Jew, especially when half of your group are female Jewish people. Maybe that's a bad idea.
That might be.
I mean, it might be a bad idea.
I wouldn't have the guy over for dinner, personally.
I don't think it would be a good idea. But then you have Linda Sarsour, who is actually
isn't she a delight?
She's Islamic.
She's a delight.
She's like Sharia law.
She's delightful. She is a wonderful
she's
person.
one of those same people that on her campaign where men were abusing the women of her group and she was giving them a pass.
Yeah. Telling them how to get around it.
Telling
You're getting
the
in
guys,
trouble, so what we need to do is do it this way.
Yeah, don't do it that way. Make sure it's not out in the open. Make sure that they can cover it up.
Yeah, exactly.
That whole thing. And she's ahead. She's in she's part of the Women's March. She's part of the leaders of the Women's March. I don't understand how that makes sense. Do you?
I give up trying to understand the common sense between these people from a long time ago.
It's not really common sense.
And I've already put it on Facebook, but 10 points to Erica for knowing the girl's name.
There you go. Yeah.
It's Kimberley, and it has I say it's Kimberley because the E at the end of Kimberly
has the accent
mark. Yeah,
it has the accent mark.
Kimberley, which doesn't that sound like a food?
Well, you have creme brulee.
That's what I meant. It sounds just like it.
And you're on a diet and also exercising a lot, so I'm sure that's the first thing you thought of.
That was. I don't even eat that.
I know.
I'm like creme brulee. But yeah, no. So 10 points. Someone's already paying attention, and
that's
so
good.
We thank you. See, this is what happens when you play along. We're happier that way.
Yeah, we love it when you guys play along. It's good times. Anyway,
but yeah,
continuing on.
It's true though. If you start to allow for intersectionality to take hold in whatever you're in, if you start looking for, well, we agree in this part, that's similar to take it to another level. That's like, Christians. I mean, real dyed-in-the-wool Christians who are allowing, to have their church be involved and associate with openly homosexual people. Does that make sense? I mean, a church can do whatever it wants to, but by definition, the Christianity supposedly is against the homosexual lifestyle. By being a part, but just because somebody says that they're gay and they believe in God, you can't, if you're not careful, you start letting the principles and the actual foundation starts to peel away because you're trying to find excuses or you're trying to find things to make it fit you instead of you fitting it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? Is eventually it'll be, it'll be in there, and these people they'll fit in their own ideologies into the religion instead of fitting themselves into the religion.
Exactly.
So they'll form the faith around their political viewpoints, which is not good.
Yeah, because then you're just asking for it to be, then you're just asking for it.
Exactly.
Because then after a while, then you start losing your way because it's all changed to fit who you were, and not for nothing, we change. What's a good idea today is not going to be a good idea for us tomorrow, and what was a good idea yesterday was, not a good idea for today. It's just, that's the whole point of, principles and things like religion and...
It's not always going to be expedient for you to have a belief.
It's not meant for you. It's not meant to be a downer on your life. It's not meant to be. It's a way for you to have structure. And if you choose to not follow that structure, then you can't expect. Can't be surprised when the whole world goes to hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's kind of where we're at, though. We're in that post-religious type of culture now, and it's not. It's like post-Christianity, post-religion, post-faith of any sort of kind, post-moral objectiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's obscure. Everything's out of place. Everything's out of whack when people think about it because they're all talking about my truth.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no such thing as my truth.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, but there's truth, and then there's
feelings.
Yeah, feelings. That's a good one.
There's feelings.
And nobody cares about feelings. Because feelings are feelings are not tangible. Feelings are susceptible to circumstances. Feelings are, fleeting. They're not here. And, you can't hold on to them forever. They're not solid. They're not... I don't know, what's another word I'm looking for here? I don't know. You can't depend on them. You can't depend on them because
feelings are liquid. They're something
that's a good way of putting it. Because
they're vapid. They blow with the wind.
Because if you're not careful and you don't keep up with the structure, then what could be taken as okay 1 minute can be not okay the next minute. It all depends on the situation. Perfect examples. Look at between the past two presidencies.
Yeah,
just between Obama and Trump. The tax bill, or not tax bill, the spending bill.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
The right lost their ever-loving mind when Obama did it.
Of course.
Lost their ever-loving mind. But now it's okay because Trump did it because he's on their side.
Right. And so
that's because they're being guided by feelings.
Actually, they're being guided by...
they're being guided by money.
And other people's feelings, not their own. I mean, it's not their feelings.
It's called corruption.
And
But you get my point. Is the concept is still there, and unfortunately, it's sad. It's sad.
We're having some fun conversations on the Facebook feeds.
Everybody's. See, this is the upside to this whole setup is we get to do this, and I get to ramble on, and y'all get to yuck it up, and
yep, exactly.
I'm good with that.
We're yucking it up.
I need a platform to put this thing on.
You really do. No, you don't. You're fine.
I do. I don't like it down this low.
It's too low for you?
It is. I'm weird like that.
Getting low?
Low.
Thank you.
Yes. I was born at night, but I won't last night.
Oh.
There you go. That's better. I feel better now.
Now you feel better.
I do.
It's right in your face.
It is right in my face. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Although it doesn't have to be right in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Look at you.
But anyway, yes, intersectionality is
the name of the game.
It's just another word for corruption.
Yeah, it's another word for people that don't have any real common ground to come together over something that they don't like, that they both don't like.
Because there's nothing worse to come together with somebody on than something you don't agree on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you want to come together with somebody, you need to find something that you agree with, something that you can follow, something that you can stand beside and say, I'm with you because of this, positively, not negatively.
I was going to say some sort of positive reinforcement.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want it. It's not supposed to be, well, in the grand scheme, like even to the point where, I'm not going to join with you because I'm, anti-abortion. I want to join with you because I'm pro-life.
Right.
Does that make sense? That's what it needs to be. You have to have a goal, not of something you're aiming for, not something you're running from or trying to change from.
Right.
Because that can be anything, because running from or changing from something can take many different forms. Whereas, like I said, the whole, well, I'm against abortion. Well, then you can walk it to like, well, it's okay after 12 weeks or in the life of the mother or whatever. Mm-hmm. Whereas if we say I'm with you because I'm pro-life, and then you're starting at the starting point now is life, and you don't go backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The point is, without some sort of positive association, without some sort of positive grouping in this, it's really just people gathered together for hate. Yep.
And we got enough hate as it is.
Really, we do.
I mean, the tribalism at this point is so insane. It's so insane.
Yeah.
What are y'all yucking up about?
Apparently, there's a lot of Pope talk.
Next week on Pope Talk.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
We should do a segment on Pope Talk.
Oh, God.
That'd be good times.
No.
But
good.
So one of the other things that has really been coming across and has really been bothersome to me is this talk of, especially from the radical feminists, the talk of the patriarchy. And I think...
yay, patriarchy. We got time to do it now? We're going to have to come in on the other side.
I think after the break, we'll hit the break and then we'll go into it.
But yeah, no, it's we got a good sounder coming in from the other side, and it's I'm telling you guys, anything to change and destroy structure. The American way of life was solid because of its family structure, and they have been slowly taking each demographic and destroying it, and now fathers are next.
Of course they are.
And
they have to be.
It's not looking good.
No.
It is not looking good.
It really isn't.
So we're going to take a break and collect our thoughts. I'm going to have some more apple. And we're going to come back, and you're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the Lanterns Radio Network. We are the network dedicated to empowering the individual, illuminating the truth, defending American exceptionalism, and inspiring future generations. Stay connected and get involved at Lanterns.buzz for great radio. Get commentary and news of the day. Lanterns.buzz.
And welcome back, folks. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We are live on Facebook at DOAE Show, Twitter at DOAE Show,
and you can go to patreon.com/
DOAE Show. Oh.
I knew you were going to do it, so I'll let you go ahead. I love it. It's good times. And you can go there, you can become a patron of ours, and you can get some good swag. So do that and be friendly.
And get it out of my house. And then, and get, again, we're on Facebook Live.
Obviously, you guys are commenting, which we love. And
we are loving it.
Going back through.
Keep it up. Make sure you guys share this with your friends and your groups and blah, blah, blah. We need all the support and help we can get.
Yes. So a couple things. You guys are correct on this. Let's see. Tribalism.
From Matthew Holloway, our good buddy from the HoloNet.
Tribalism. You do listen to Hit My Show. Yes, we do listen to your show periodically.
Why is it that they're always surprised?
I don't know. Yes, we do listen to it. Just
we may laugh at it
not
continually,
all the time,
but what we do, I mean, We're listening.
I mean, you know that.
I didn't say we weren't going to
comment
listen.
on your shows all the time. They've all but eliminated black fathers. Now they're branching out. Disgusting.
Absolutely,
yes, that is correct.
That's right. I mean, it started with them, and now that they're literally entrapped forever. You know, with the whole, you know, it's very hard nowadays to find, you know, a black conservative.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, I you know, we have Watson, our dear Watson from Battle for Freedom.
Wonderful guy. Wonderful guy.
I met a congresswoman or a candidate for Congress who's running in Maryland, who is a young black lady who went from being a Democrat her entire life to
a Republican?
She went to an independent first and then went to a Republican.
Well,
and now
that's a
she's
normal
running,
transition.
and now she's trying to run for Congress in Baltimore. So
Sweet. In Baltimore, that's going to be hard.
It's not. It's in the Baltimore area.
It doesn't matter. You're in Maryland. It's going to be
it's going to be hard.
That's an uphill battle,
but
nowhere else.
You know, and we're going to have her on. I've met several Congress people, or at least congressman candidates. We're going to have on very, very soon. I'm just in the
John James in Michigan. Uh-oh.
Who?
John James in Michigan. Apparently, that's somebody that we need to talk to.
Okay,
that's good times.
Yes, definitely. You guys send us anybody who you think is somebody that you want to hear from. You know, want us to look into. We're going to do that. Actually, another one was Nick Paulus from Wisconsin. Is another one that we're going to talk to.
We'll do that.
In the coming weeks before
Tim Scott in South Carolina.
Tim Scott, that's another one. Yeah, y'all keep getting them in. We will get the list together and hopefully have these guys on
as soon as we possibly can.
As soon as we can, as long as everything goes like it should.
Going back to our topic.
Yes,
and this is actually a good segue. So
systematic destruction of the family unit.
Yes. And Matt actually has a good comment on that where he says, you know, fatherhood is toxic masculinity. HuffPo told him so.
Okay,
yes.
There's your first mistake is
you were listening to HuffPo.
Yeah, you know what you use HuffPo for? No, not that. No. What's good to do is you print it out
and then use it for toilet paper.
Close. I was going to say the little liner at the bottom of a litter box.
That would actually be pretty good.
It is super absorbent.
Really.
It is.
They really absorb some crap. That's good. All right, so we have another sounder for you. This was from Steven Crowder's show, Louder with Crowder.
Yes.
And this was his recent interview with a feminist. Take a look.
So now we're kind of blurring those systemic and societal.
But see, those lines, those are not hard to find lines because one hand washes the other when it comes to this type of thing. When it comes to privilege, it's all kind of interconnected because patriarchy is also defined as a system of society in which the father or eldest male is head of the family, and you could trace descent through the male line, right?
That's just kind of how it's supposed to be.
Right. You can trace descent through the male line. Well,
because you can't exactly have you can't exactly have a line without the father.
The male. So let me ask you this. All right. So you have.
I mean, it does take the woman too. Don't get me wrong. We're not trying to discredit the woman. But
let's break this down. Genetically, what is the only identifiable factor to generations?
Having a male line to carry it on.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Our universe is patriarchy.
Sorry to clue y'all in on that one. It's the best part about this is how surprisingly how shocked people are by this.
Like you do understand, like when they did the whole thing where everybody was talking about what is it? Thomas founding father.
Thomas Paine.
No.
Jefferson.
Yes, that one. That one. They were talking about him and Sally Hemings and Woodshed and all that jazz, and they were like, he has genetic markers of the Jefferson line, and they're like, this proves that he's the dad. No, that proves that somebody in Jefferson's family had sex with that woman.
Was doing something. It doesn't necessarily mean he did it.
It was well known that his uncle was lovingly having affairs all the time with the slaves.
Rather loose
with the ladies.
Loose with the ladies,
especially the ones that were his help. And so that genetic
She was
marker-
helping in more ways than one.
That genetic
God, we need a
marker
bell.
goes down. I know. God, stop it.
I know.
All right,
I was
so-
going to say, it's too late now. We're on the last segment.
Yeah,
I ain't
we
gonna
really
be able-
are.
I was going to find a bell from Phone the Wolf.
Yes, Dylan is hiding his eyebrows.
Shut up.
He likes his hat.
I burnt them off.
He just came from a workout and he hasn't had time to do his hair.
I got a haircut.
See? I told you.
I got a
I
haircut.
told you. You guys didn't.
You didn't believe me.
You didn't believe me.
I got a haircut yesterday and everything. I'm all prettified.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
All right, so,
Stop trying to derail
Stop
this
it.
show.
The patriarchy. All right. Here's the big issue that I have with this. When the women's march and the women, big feminists, they come out and they say that they are trying to get rid of the patriarchy. What everybody thinks of is they think of institutional patriarchy, society at large, where you have people in big businesses and you have most of the guys in suits and blah,
they're
blah,
old-
blah.
old white guys
Old white
doing-
guys, the good old boy thing. It's actually been completely statistically disproven now that is not the case anymore.
Yep.
In 2018, women actually have more rights than white straight men do.
Oh, yeah.
And they have more opportunities than white straight men do. So in that aspect, the patriarchy doesn't exist there.
Nope.
It doesn't happen there. But here's where we get into the problem, because as you heard, she's talking about the patriarchy in the family line.
Yep. Which last time
It's
I
like,
checked.
where does the patriarchy end? Well, it doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't. In this aspect, it cannot end. And
Well,
if you force it to end, you will also force, more mass shootings, more mass killings. You will have less educated people. You will have people that get on drugs more, that go to jail more. It has been proven. Just look at the black community over the past 50 years.
Well, and not even that. If you force it, then you also force the end of humanity.
Yes, that
Because, again, you can't continue life without... I mean, it does. It takes both of them.
it takes both.
It takes, a man and a woman. When a man and a woman really love each other, they give each other a special hug. No.
Let me tell you about the birds and... Sorry.
No. Not today, little rabbit. Not today.
Oh, come on. Tricks are for kids.
Whoa. There's a Freudian slip if I ever
Almost
heard
came out.
one.
Almost came out.
But no. Look. They're looking to eventually get rid of fathers. And not for nothing, they already did it in the black community.
Right. They did it.
They were successful.
You know what they did? They said that let the government give you everything. You don't need a man.
And it worked.
And it worked perfectly.
Between, I was talking to a buddy of mine who used to live in Colorado. And he was talking about how, how much money that places like Colorado and Washington and all these places that have legalized marijuana,
Yeah.
how well that they're doing. Because the crime rate is now dropped because you don't have people getting in trouble for petty crimes.
Other random things.
Yeah, all the stupid little things. You have a much higher taxable
income
coming in now.
because people have jobs.
People have jobs, and you're collecting more in it because between the jobs and everybody buying, you're collecting money. They're literally making money hand over fist.
Yeah. Now let me tell you. Let me ask you this, because this is one of those things that I know as anecdotally. Okay. Here's what I know anecdotally. Anecdotally, when I come home.
Can you say anecdotally like one more time? I don't think you said it enough.
Anecdotally.
Okay. Is it anecdotally?
Yes. I like saying that word.
Clearly. Is it like bold to go?
It's like by my own experience. All right.
There we go.
My own experience says when I come home, and you can ask my wife, the kids act differently. The kids act differently. And it relieves some of the stress and the pressure that my wife has during the day when she's here with the kids home alone.
Yeah.
because
Now-
daddy's home.
Well, yeah. Now there's two of you.
Yeah, mommy doesn't have to be daddy.
Yeah, well-
mommy doesn't have to be the disciplinary. And what happens is mommy is given the chance to actually be mommy again.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, but now it's she's not having to try and do the stuff that she's supposed to do and keep an eye on all the kids. Now, you're working together as a team. She can kind of do what she needs to do, and you can keep an eye on the kids, or vice versa. And there's a teamwork there. She's not carrying the entire load alone.
Even though I slack off a lot.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that another day.
That's another day.
That's another day, and that's another show.
Just being honest.
Call Dr. Laura.
I know.
Talk to her.
You might want to.
No, just shut up. You mind your own business, sir.
I don't know anything about what's going on.
Mind your tongue.
Hey.
Mind your tongue.
Okay. Minded.
Not the time or place. I tell you right now.
I'm about to get punched.
You have no idea.
I don't even know what's going on. I'm about to get punched.
Anyway.
So,
But anywho.
yeah, when you have a father in the house, when you have a father in the home, even if it's just coming home after work, and even if both parents work,
Yeah.
it helps.
It makes a big difference.
It makes it easier on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's proven psychologically they're more healthy. They're better educated. They get higher grades.
Yep.
Because they're more emotionally stable, as long as the parents are also semi-emotionally stable.
Yeah, that's a key.
I mean, if the parents are pretty horrible, then obviously the kids are going to end up wrong anyway. But
yeah, no, it. What? Sorry.
no, never mind. We're just going to skip that one. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Anyway, but no, it's important to have. Again, you have both of them. It's a team thing. I'm not going to stand up. My watch just told me to stand.
His watch is telling him
I've only
to
been
stand.
sitting for
you have a Fitbit
less than an
and it's
hour.
telling you to
and
stand.
See?
Anyway, back to the patriarchy,
controlled.
because your watch is telling you what to do.
Yeah, my watch is patriarchal, apparently.
Yes, it is very much so.
But no,
It was obviously
I've
made
never
by men.
understood why. I mean, look, having a father structure in the house is important, and for some reason, I say for some reason, it's like I don't know. I do know why, but they're trying to destroy it, because if you can get rid of a strong father figure, then you run the risk. Then what ends up happening is you have the next generations are no longer taught to be,
Adherent to that.
in any way. And I had a conversation when I was at CPAC with actually with a French reporter.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a great conversation. I really wish I recorded it.
did she? Was she here because of Le Pen?
It was he, and yes, he was here.
I figured.
But we were, that was a whole nother deal. But I was talking with him, and I said that was the thing that we were talking about guns. I said that was the thing that separates it is there was a time back in the day where, there was a level of responsibility, but we were raised by the generation before us.
Yes.
There was a stretch where, there wasn't as many school shootings back in, 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, it didn't say it didn't happen, but there was a structure there. Well, why was that? How did that work? Grandpa taught dad. Dad taught son. Son taught grandson. Grandson taught great-grandson, and it kept going down the line like that.
Oh, and also grandpa also taught.
But but that's it. Exactly.
Right.
Everybody worked together, but it was instruction was passed down, and the same thing happened with women. Now, granted, obviously the situations back then were a little bit different, but the concept is still the same. Women taught the daughters, the what would be considered, polite, and how to act in polite society, how a woman should behave, how she should dress, how to carry herself modestly, et cetera, et cetera. And we've given that up, and we've moved that over now to the responsibility of the state and to the schools and to YouTube.
Everybody but us.
Everybody but us. And then we turn around and have the unmitigated gall to complain and bitch about the fact that, oh my God, my kid's a little brat. Well, what are you doing about it?
Yeah, your kid's a brat because, well, you haven't raised your kids. You've allowed everybody else to raise your kids. You've allowed society to raise your kids. You've allowed culture to raise your kids. You've allowed YouTube, the school system. You've allowed the government to raise your kids. And you haven't been taking foothold
Nope.
So everything that you believe in, or most of the things that you believe in, they will never see.
Exactly. And then, like I said, and then we're not engaged in our children. We're not raising them. We're not engaged in the government or what's going on around us. You know what I mean? So laws are getting passed and things are happening, and then we turn around and complain about it, but we don't do anything, and we just move on. We just kind of put our head down. So, like I said, if you're not engaged, and I get it. Politics are boring, but
they suck.
It is so bad, but you have to be involved, because if you're not involved, then you're going to let something slip through the cracks. And like I said, once a right is taken away, it's never going to come back. You will never get it back.
No.
So you have to be vigilant and fighting for it. As boring as it can be sometimes, as tedious and as
Yep.
They're just lying. Yes, they are. That's why you need to find people or run yourself.
Yep.
But you have to be engaged, just like you have to be engaged with your kids. You cannot, not raise your child and then be shocked that they are putting Tide Pods in their mouth.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Oh, and speaking of running yourself, shameless plug for Alan Chesser.
Ah, yes, our dear buddy.
Who's also been commenting back and forth with us.
I'm sure
over Facebook. He's had a couple of them in there.
Good Alan. We love Alan. He's
a good guy.
People.
He's a good guy. Loves the vets, is a vet.
Yes, dear friend.
Big Second Amendment guy. If you are in North Carolina and you can vote in District 2, please do.
Yes, please.
Vote Chesser.
Please do. We're good people.
Yep. Go back and watch an interview with him.
Yes, that was Wednesday.
It was 2 Wednesdays ago?
No, it was last Wednesday. Because that was after CPAC.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's right after CPAC, so it was Wednesday.
There you go. Right after CPAC.
Yes. So it was a week from today. Good.
A week ago today.
Week ago. I feel like there's a song.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe
dude, man, you are just out there tonight.
I know.
He comes back from working out and suddenly... Suddenly his mind is pretty much
a lot of water I keep drinking.
Yeah, he's retaining water.
No, oddly enough, I'm not. That's the bad part. I miss the days when I retained water.
That'd be good.
I kind of do. No, I don't. I swear, I've gone through 4 of these things today already.
I bet you have. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Alan Chesser right there. The easiest way to set children against their parents is to, through the educational system, convince them that they are smarter than their parents.
Gee, isn't that kind of like what Al Gore did with the...
You are smarter than your parents, and...
Yeah, you're smarter. You don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about global warming.
Don't know anything about global warming.
The SUVs. I can't do it like...
I know.
I tried. That was
the SUVs. And I was just going monotone with it because you really can't.
You can't.
He doesn't do anything else.
I can't do it.
That man is... Oh, I hate that guy.
I hate that guy too.
That's like what you call Robin Hood Men in Tights, where the Abbott comes in and he's just, hey Abbott, hey Abbott, how you doing? Hey Abbott, I hate that guy.
I love it. It's so good.
So good.
See, now I have to go and watch that now.
That's good. You can do that all day long. It's good times. Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Anyway.
Awesome stuff. So I think that's it.
I think so.
I'm not going to talk about the depression of how bad the ending of the parental patriarchy is destroying American families and society.
Just as another, once again, just a reminder, patriarchy is genetic.
It is.
It's not societal. It's genetic. The only way that you can genetically trace markers from each generation is through the male line. Yay.
And that was our biology lesson for today. Yay.
All right.
So anyway, folks, we really, really appreciate y'all hanging out, engaging with us. It was fun. We love it.
Come back.
Again, actually come back on Saturday. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Exactly. We will be live here on Facebook and Spreaker. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. You can find us. If you're having any problems with us, feel free to,
hit us a line.
Yeah, drop us a line. You can email us at doashow@gmail or doashow@gmail. Let me say it right. been a long day.
DOAEshow@gmail.com.
Yes, or you get us right here on Facebook, or you get on Lanterns. You can get us on Twitter @DOA Show. Like I said, patreon.com/DOA Show. Get some swag.
Follow us,
stuff.
like us.
Share the stuff with your friends. It really means a lot to us that you're engaged, and the more that you guys can invite to the party, the cooler this will be.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I missing anything? I feel like I'm missing something. About one day, and I feel like everything's... I don't know. Anyway, folks, we'll see y'all
Bye-bye.
next week, or not next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. Bye.